Hey everyone, welcome back to This Week Podcast. This week, we're going to talk about life is the video games. Interesting. So, anyway, let's get started. Life is a video game. And I'll tell you why. Let's start with a video game called Super Mario Bros., the classic. We have Mario, and we go through each level trying to save the princess. At each level that we go through, as we progress, it gets more and more difficult. But the good thing is, we have extra lives just in case if we could not beat whatever level we are on. So with that said, think about this. How does that game apply to real life? What do we do when we play a Super Mario Bros. Game? We fail and we try again. When we lose again, we try again. We get extra lives. So what happened every time we reuse an extra life? We learn. We learn what not to do. We learn how to overcome the obstacle. We learn how to get by the level quicker and more efficiently. Maybe we need a super mushroom. Maybe we need a fire flower. It could be anything, but we're using the resources and tool around us to help us progress and get through the level to rescue the princess from Bowser. Let's talk about Final Fantasy VII, my favorite game of all time. Now let's apply the game to real life. In the game of Final Fantasy, you start off with a hero or a team. So what do you do in the game? You build experience, you build your level. You go around meeting new people to have people join your party. You gather materia to improve your magic power, your magic skill. You start collecting or buying weapons and armor, and the list goes on. So apply that to real life. We experience things all the time as long as we are continuing to explore. Just like the video game, we go into different territories all the time. The more we explore, the more we experience. It makes us stronger. It increases our level. So in order for it to be stronger in the game and real life, what do? We gain experience. One example is, let's say you go to Walmart. You don't have your phone. You don't have your receipt. You have nothing to prove of this product that you want to return. And guess what? Well, you won't get what you want, but you learn something. So next time you go into Walmart, what happened? You have your receipt ready. You have your phone just in case they can't find the receipt or anything. You are prepared. Now that is experience. You save time and you know what to do. You're in and you're out. That is experience, just like in the game of Final Fantasy. You use sword, you use weapon, you use armor, you use item, you use magic. These are tools, these are resources. Applying in real life, these are things, are skills that you obtain to make yourself stronger, to get what you need, to get where you need to be. And when you travel through new territories, to new continent, you're exploring. You're exploring a whole new world. And in real life, that's experience. And when you're out there in the new world, in the video game, the enemy become more difficult, but you get more experience back. As your levels start to increase, you become stronger. So the enemy become easier to take care of. Now when you apply that to real life, the more experience you have, the more skills, the more tool, resources you have to your advantage. The world is a piece of cake to travel. The world is a piece of cake to explore because you are prepared and you have the experience. In a game like StarCraft, Warcraft, or Age of Empires, these are strategy RPG type game. The whole purpose of the game is to dominate, to be the last person standing. You attack other towns to gather the resources, to take over the resources, and to expand your troop, to build a stronger army in order for you to dominate the entire map. Are you a type of player who is an aggressive player? Do you build a small army of troop to attack town after town to quickly end the game? Now, did that work for you? If you're that type of player, did that help you win the game? Or do you tend to encounter a lot of enemies that is not quite open in the town, but they're more of a defender. So there's an obstacle that you can't get through. Are you a type of player who have an answer to everything? If the town is defending, are you a type of player who think outside the box by building a troop of catapult to destroy the wall? Are you a type of person to build an army of troop that's able to handle a defensive town? Because you're always switching up strategy. If one thing doesn't work to win the game, you try something different to win the game. Now, with that said, in real life, and let's talk about business, the business game. When you start your own business, are you prepared? Did you got everything covered? And if your business is not progressing and you're not winning the business game, you need to think about, what am I missing? Do I need to market and invest more time in advertising? Will that make my business grow? If so, then great. But are you winning the game? Are you winning the business game? So when people who play strategy game like Warcraft, Starcraft, Age of Empire, or whatever, think about what kind of personality you have and how does that apply to real life. If you don't have that kind of personality in real life, but you're great at playing these type of game, why not start trying applying that into real life? Because you may be missing out on what you're capable of doing. You're missing out on your full potential. I'm not saying that this is the only way to figure out how you play the business game, but it allows you to learn more about yourself and how well you think and analyze the strategy in the video game and apply that into real life. But you need to be adaptable. You need to be able to change up your strategy at a time notice. So in real life, it's no different. So in a video game, you learn to master a certain skill, which ultimately become a tool that will help you complete the quest. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's podcast. But before I go, like always, I want you guys to think about, what is that one thing that still gets in your way? Do you need to change up a certain strategy in order to overcome that obstacle? And it could be anything. So think about that. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care.